The regime in Cameroon has corrupted corruption. And if somebody explains Cameroon to you, and you openly say you understand, meaning that explanation is wrong, or you are coming from a system similar to that of Cameroon. Cameroon is complicated. President Paul Biya and his entire government has complicated Cameroon. And it is very difficult for people to understand what is going on in Cameroon. Can you imagine that the Minister of Territorial Administration in Cameroon, Paul Atanga Njie, has the power to decide who will be leaders in any opposition parties in Cameroon? Not the militants of those opposition parties, but the Minister of Territorial Administration, who is a CPDM militant and even substation president, has the power to decide who will be the chairman of any opposition parties in Cameroon. That opposition parties do not have any right to dismiss or elect a chairperson without the approval of the ruling party. And then I told many people that Cameroon is a one-party system, that all the 368 opposition parties in Cameroon are all branches of CPDM because they have no power on their own. Something happened recently in one opposition party called Cameroonians Party for National Reconciliation, PCRN, where Cabral Libii was a presidential candidate. He even participated as presidential candidate for the 2018 presidential election and came third after President Paul Biya Maurice Kanto. He was third. And then I believe he was struggling to remain as a presidential candidate for the upcoming presidential election, 2025. But they have been having some kind of problems within the party in which they wanted to remove one of the founding members of that party, Robert Kona. And then they signed a decree. They have a national political bureau, a disciplinary committee in which they took their decisions. But Atanga Njie, who is the Minister of Territorial Administration, refused to validate the exclusion of Robert Kona, founder of the Cameroonian Party for National Reconciliation, PCR. He refused and insisted that Robert Kona remain the founding father and the chairperson of Cameroonians Party for National Reconciliation. And with this decree, Robert Kona came back now and signed a decree dismissing Cabral Libii and many others from his party. Why? Because Atanga Njie, a CPDM militant and who doubled as Minister of Territorial Administration, gave him that power. This is not the first time this is happening. In 2018, I'm sure, he signed another decree imposing somebody as the chairman of an opposition party, CPP, where Edith Kawala was the presidential candidate. And then they have that problem until Atanga Njie insisted that this must be your chairperson. Despite the fact that all members of militants of that party never wanted him to be the chairperson. He insisted. The same thing is happening now. And then how are you going to convince me that all these opposition parties are not branches of the CPDM? Because they have no power on their own. How can you sit, you say you are an opposition party, and then you cannot take decision who will be the leader of that party? If you take any decision, the minister, the government, they are there waiting for you to look if that person will favor them. If that person will not favor them, they will dismiss and deny that person and impose on you people, the opposition, who will be your chairman and your leader.